Hey, everybody. Good evening. Hang on just a sec. Why does your phone lock and it doesn't let you use? Okay, good. Ouch. Good. Just went live. Okay. Hey, everybody. There's Liz Tricks. I just got home and here's my little baby. There's my little boy. My little boy. It's still the weird boys. Karen Burhow, thank you for becoming a member, babe. Hey, Ewa. Hey, Diana H. Hey, Joel Sachs. Hey, Kat. Hey, Rhonda McNeil. I feel like he might knock that over. Hey, Laura Lou, there's West Coast Fancy Nancy. Guys, thanks for waiting for me. I just got home. I took hey, Abigail, I took a day trip. Abigail, that's why I couldn't answer you this morning. I took a car ride to Kentucky today. I drove to, hey, Alicia, hey, Catherine B, Kathy Ann, and my other Kathy Ann. Mods, thank you for being here. I drove to Bowling Green. Hello, Kentucky today. Hey, Kelly Billy. Hey, Renee B. Hey, Lori Lee, Marissa Martin, Rain Virus. Thank you, Rain. Hey, Bohemian Luciferian Witch. I need a card. Hey, Kestrel. Thanks, I need a card. You know, I got this top at the J. Crew. Ooh, he's kissing me, but it stinks. Um, I got this at the J. Crew factory on Mother's Day with my mom and my sister, and it was on the sale rack, which was an extra 50% off. This top was like $12. I thought it was a cute color. Hey, Angel K. Hey, Just Jen. And you guys know, hey, DS Kitty Diane, I'm trying to work more with prints and patterns. I get a little weird about it, but I'm trying. And as summer comes, come on, who's not going to do that? Hey, Just Jen, do I look bad? I just got home. Ugh, maybe I should have looked first. Michael Malloy, I did not. Abigail, it was an hour and 40 minutes one way. So a little over a 3 hour drive today total. Hey, Ty's channel. Hey, I am the Walrus. Hey, Gloria. Catherine B's family is from Kentucky. That's amazing. Hey, Kim is blue. Pat Jonas, thank you. Hey, Callie Galley. Guys, thanks for being here. So yeah, it was I took it. Ooh, he's kissy. He's really kissy tonight. No, I don't have a scale that works, Mary Baron or Ewa. Hey, Mary Barons. Let me get it together. How about that? Okay, I'm going to show you a picture. This was the only picture I took. So we were squinting because of the sun. That's me and Liz Tricks. I drove to see her today. No, Abigail, I haven't yet. Liz is wearing our favorite color. Hey, Julia, Sherry Wetch, welcome. I don't recognize your name. Lumen, I see you, girl. He is really, really clingy because his mom was gone today. But yeah, no, I had a great time. I left early this morning and Huxley hung out today with my parents, and that was really fun for them. Probably him too. He enjoys that. Hey, Leslie Mosley. And yeah, I met Liz Tricks. She was on a road trip and we planned this quite a while ago. Hey, C Dub. Hey, Lisa Kelson. And we met in Bowling Green for breakfast. And then we didn't spend a lot of time. She got on the road shortly after that, but we went to a place called, what was it called? It was a flea market. Hey, do and be better. It was like Flea City or something. Flea Town, Fleona, Flea on the Rocks. I can't remember what it was called. Flealand. Thank you, Liz Tricks. Flealand. Flealand, the reason I don't remember is because it wasn't very memorable. I loved talking to Liz in the parking lot of that place, but I'll tell you, when we oh, sorry, Riley's human. It's next Sunday. Thanks, Lisa Kelson. When Liz and I walked in, I said, different. Wow. Like, I don't know if you're going to find like a cool vintage piece of turquoise, if we're going to possibly get trafficked. Like, I wasn't sure. I felt more like it was possible that I was going to get trafficked. I just didn't feel safe. You ever get that feeling? Like, I felt like just my radar was, oh, I would love that, Abigail. When it's just, you got alarms going off in your head, you're kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Do you realize that I don't want to speak for men, but most men, I would guess, I don't know. Most men, though, will go through probably their entire life without that feeling. Do you ever notice that? Do you ever notice that? No, you're not Riley's human. It's okay. Yeah, Ghost Rider. Do you ever notice that? No, it's next Sunday. That, like, hey, Topsy, as a female, like getting that, hey, Franklin, getting that feeling of like, I don't feel safe, or it's not that I didn't feel safe. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, radar up. Like, I don't feel 100% in this environment. Yeah, women have to deal with that all the time, Kim is blue. And I think it's fascinating. Hey, MLG Gamer, I think it's absolutely fascinating. It, in a lot of ways it makes sense, but like a man will never have to feel that way. A dude, I used to think about that all the time when I was with Jeff. Hey, Joey Forbes. Hey, Jojo Bananas. Kaz. Like Jeff was 6 foot, almost 300 pounds. Huge, right? Like just a big dude. I always thought about that. I was like, do you realize, like, when we would stop at gas stations on a road trip, I'd always be like, I have to pee and you're going to stand outside this door because even though I am, curvy and round, that's a thing. And there's a chance that I'm going to get kidnapped and rolled into a barrel of hay and taken off into the middle of nowhere and, you know, sold for the highest dollar. I don't know, but I know that men don't have to think about that. Jeff didn't walk into a urinal being like, oh no, that he wasn't standing there pissing into a urinal and there's like a sign on the wall that says, are you scared? Are you being trafficked? How many of us women have seen that? Hey, Cheryl Roberts, every time I go into a public bathroom and shut the door, like on a road trip, hey, Don Clark, it says on the inside of the door, are you scared? Are you here are the signs of trafficking? Has anybody else seen those? I see them and I'm glad that they're there. I'm just saying this wasn't supposed to be about that at all, this stream, but I think it's time we take charge and say it. Somebody had to say it. Hey, Sherry Taylor, Misfits, welcome. I'm just saying, I don't see, burly of a man, Jeffrey, peeing into the wall, being like, I'm nervous. Oh no, I hope no one takes me. I worry about that kind of stuff. I'm like, I hope I don't, I realize I'm not that easy to probably just deadlift, like just lift me, but two people could do it, right? Easily. And when are guys not traveling together? They often do. Am I wrong? I'm just saying it's a thing. And hey, Kat. Yeah, Rain. Hey, Jenny Stout. Yeah, Renee B. Tony Scooter. Lisa Kellison. Yeah. Topsy. Always thinking, can I run in these shoes? And we can't carry weapons in the UK. No mace, no gun, no knife, nothing. That's terrifying. Look at my little boy. Look at my little boy. My little boy. You guys just have to get used to that weird voice. Don't serial killers usually travel alone? Well, yeah, but what if it's his first time? You have to think about these things. You know what I mean? Hey, Beach Bum Beagle, Pat Jonas. I know what you're saying, Marissa Martin. He's great. Kim is Blue. Hey, Cliff Ann. I know what you're saying. Serial killers probably don't travel in pairs. What if, everybody has to have a first time for something? I'm just saying, I don't put it past people, especially in these bright colors. You're just a magnet for walking sex, right? No, you're not. However, I did see some fine looking motorcycle men. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Joanne. And I parked next to them at the Flea on the Rocks place. And they smelled really terribly like reefer. I was like, Liz, is reefer legal in Kentucky? And she was like, I don't know. And I said, wow, but let's just put it this way, guys. I still got it because I got out of my Honda and I said, oh, hello. And he was like, oh, hi. Mm-hmm. And then I walked on by and I did the thing. I was like, I turned around to look back just to see if they were, checking it out. Cause I've been told it's a good view from the back. The front, not so much, actually. I've been told that. Like you're a little frump dump in the front. The back, I don't have any back fat. It's weird. I'm all chub in the front. I look like the guy from the Mucinex commercial in the front, but in the back, it'll get you. Okay, Peter says there are serial killers that have worked in pairs. Well, that's just great news, Peter. And living out in the middle of nowhere, I'm happy to know that. That makes me feel a lot safer. Anyway, I turned around. Well, they know that I dated Crims, I'm sure. And I turned around and I went, he was still looking and he went, and he pointed at me and I went, and he went, and he revved up his bike. And I said, well, if you say so, get it. He didn't, he drove off, but still I was feeling it. Hey, Pepperoni Nips. I think I'm just thirsty again, like I was at the prison. You remember that prison? I was picking out a prisoner in that prison through the glass, like I was at a pet store picking out a hamster. And that's the sad truth of it. And those are the things that no one wants to admit to, but we need to say them out loud sometimes. And that's what happened. Hey, Leslie D. That's not a joke, by the way. I was looking down at the glass and I was like, oh my God, everybody here looks like my ex-boyfriend. And I was like, I'll take that one in the stripes. I was like, no, wait. I want that one in the orange. I want the orange guy. And, I think that cop was like, get her out of here, please. Somebody get her out of here. It was sad. It was a sad realization. And I'm an addict. I think I'm an addict. Hey, Audrey. My little boy. That's my little boy. Look at my little boy. Look at my little boy. Rain says, why not both? The dude in the stripes and the orange? You're speaking my language, Rain. Oh, I think I'm just thirsty. Heather. Hey, Heather. A crim addict. No, Kestrel, I'm not a crim addict. I think I'm a crim addict for sure, but I think I'm just an addict of all the men these days. Yeah. So anyway, lots of deep thoughts today. Lots of deep thoughts. Want to discuss some things. Okay. First of all, I highly encourage anyone to either take a long walk or take a drive like I did today to and listen to music. You know, I really had to fight the urge to call my friends who I talked to on a red crim connoisseur. Andrew, I'm liking what I see there. I like what I see. Bit of a crim connoisseur. I am. I speak for the crims, just like the Lorax speaks for the trees. I can read crim. I speak crim, and it's hot. Stop it. Damn it, you guys. Put me in my place. Put my ethics in. I've never heard her voice. Beth Smith. Hey, Jen Pookie. Well, thank you so much, girl. I really tried to, I tried to do quite the color palette. Remember I got sunburn yesterday? It hurts. It still hurts. Jojo Bananas, that is so kind. And thank you. It was, I think so. There's a bit of a hangover from yesterday's show. Yesterday's show was good for you, Haggis Basher. I too love a good cheese. Nice picture, by the way. I too love a truffle cheese. However, I'm nowhere near to Whole Foods anymore to purchase the cheese. Guys, but thank you. Yesterday's stream was a heavy one. It was heavy. And I thought I was fine. I thought I was good, right? I thought I was okay. And then I woke up today and I wasn't. Have any of you ever experienced, Heather Landau, have any of you ever experienced that? I know I have since starting this channel, especially, actually more since coming out of Scientology, I'd say. That was kind of a bigger milestone for me in my life. Hi, Aileen. I did not get more sun today, except in the parking lot flirting with the motorcycle man, but you know, he was in and out, sadly. Beth Smith, it was. Hey, Dawn Moore. Yesterday's stream was heavy and I thought it was okay. And then, yes, Leslie D nailed it. Emotional hangover. I've not experienced that before where I could label it that. I guess I should say I've experienced it. Yes, Lumen. Hey, Sarah K. I really, it probably had something to do with like it wiped me out. Last night I was in bed by 8:45 Central Time, which is super early. Usually I'm on the phone. Hey, Sassy Savage. Usually I'm answering emails. I'm doing stuff. I was worn out. I was really worn out emotionally and exhausted last night. And plus I had to get up and drive this morning. So I wanted to get a good night's sleep. And I did for the most part. Hi, baby. Did you hear his little squeak? That's baby squeaks. Oh, so cute. Oh, can I hold you? Oh, I didn't even have to pick him up. He just climbed into me. Oh, I love him so much. I love him so much. And I think I was thinking about this today, guys, and see if you can stay with me because I could be wrong on this. Finn, I feel like is almost like a symbol, right? And I don't want to get too weird with you, but I feel like Finn, I was driving today. Hey, DNB. And I was crying a lot on this drive and I was listening to music and my little boy. And God, I love him so much. And I'm watching him get better and he's so happy in the mornings. And hey, Teresa Brimmer, he squeaked and he's so happy and thank you, Jenny Stout. He's strong and I'm impressed by him. Like he motivates me. I'm not kidding. It's almost like I almost get this impression that like he was sent to me. I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds crazy, but like, you know, I met him on, was it whatever night was the first time I met him on this stream? And I remember how freaked out I was. And I was like, please don't attack me. Hey, Susie Q. And then I took him to the vet and she was like, I would put him down. You should put him down. And I just thought, no, I don't want to do that. Like there was something telling me not to do that. And I was telling Liz today, I've had a lot of cats in my life. I'm a cat lover. And I don't think I've ever had a mean cat. Like I've been blessed with cats, like just the friendliest, sweetest cats. Okay. So for me to say this, it's saying a lot. You guys know Kid, she's amazing, but there's something about Finn that's different that I've never experienced. And he's human-like. Like he reminds me of, I feel like this is, I don't know how to put it, but I was crying today and I was feeling this message of like, I was Finn. I know we talked about this the other day, so it's not something new that I'm saying, but oh my God. Yeah, he's a total gift. He's just purring away. That I was Finn at one point when I got out of Scientology. Maybe Rain, but like he is showing me and you guys like, look at this. He wants to live. He's a survivor. And I was telling Liz today, yes, heaven sent Liz. I was telling Liz today that I would not like, same with Gertie, same with all of my rescues. I can't even hardly say it without crying. I would not want a glimpse into where they came from. I don't want to know what this cat has been through. I don't want to know what he's seen. I don't want to know the close calls that he's probably experienced. I don't want to know what Gertie experienced being thrown out of a car. Like, I don't want to know where they came from because I couldn't witness it. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't want to. It would break me. It would break me. And yet here we are. And he's a lover and he's a liver. He wants to live. And I'm so impressed by him. And he motivates me. And I am starting to feel less and less like this is a hostage. Why do I say hostage? Hospice situation, right? Yeah, he oozes gratitude. He does, Lori Lee. I don't know if this is a hospice situation. He's perked up. He's alive. He's well. He seems to be gaining weight. I can tell. I mean, we've had him a week now. He seems a little bit, probably he is because he's hydrated. Like he's really, really gotten a lot of fluids and he's gotten a lot of rest and I don't know. I'm going off track here, but I honestly don't know what the track is today other than I just had a lot of thoughts and being able to take that drive made me put things into, is he going back to the vet soon? I told the vet that I would bring him back in 6 weeks for a full exam to be retested for the feline leukemia once he's a little bit healthier. And then also to reweigh him and just check it, just do an overall check with him and see what she thinks. So in about 5 weeks now, because we've had him a week. Yeah, Audrey. But he also, in a way, saved mine. Hey, Anita Card. Finn is the epitome of a survivor. He needed another survivor to validate both of you. I love that. Hey, Diane McGraw. Hey, Karen Schneck. I know. It's crazy, Kat. I agree. It's crazy. Hey, Claire with an I. Good to see you, babe. Happy to see you. Hey, Peanuts. I wasn't even going to do a stream tonight because I don't have my thoughts together, but I just figured I'll come on and talk about the thoughts and maybe it'll come together and maybe it won't. But I had a lot of emotional feelings today driving. I got very emotional. And I was thinking about last night's stream and how much that meant to me and how hard that was for me to look at that stuff. And thank you, Lisa Vining. I love you too. I just feel like I've said this before. I don't go over this stuff in therapy very much. And to be honest, I have therapy this week. I probably won't. It's hard for me to talk about that stuff. It's not hard for me to hold up a picture to you and show you the location and like the time of my life and where I was. And thank you, Claire with an I. It's not hard for me to do the time, place, form, and event of something. It's hard for me to acknowledge the fact that that was it makes me, do you guys remember when I was telling you like a week ago about my friend Michelle and how she got me to watch the Aftermath show? He is really shedding. I need to get a brush. Hey, JW, that blonde boy belongs with us. Thanks for filling his gap. I love you, girl. He does. He's one of us. That's a cool thing to say. And thank you for your super chat as always. I love you, girl. Thank you. This is even hard to admit, but I want to talk about it. I want to highlight this. Yes, Lumen. It's not hard for me to hold up these pictures and show them. What was hard for me today driving was, like my friend Michelle said, when she was talking about, I was saying something about my childhood and she was like, that's not normal. And I was like, yeah, it is. Of course it is. Like everybody has trauma. And she was like, that's not normal though. And I was like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's where I'm at today still. I haven't fully processed it. And I was driving and really heavily crying a couple of points from here to Kentucky. Like I would stop crying and then I would start crying again. And I know she'll be in here soon, Beach Bum Beagle. I wanted to give him some time alone with me, but eventually I'm going to have Gertie be able to come in here. She hates it that she can't be in here. And there's no reason she can't be. She can't contract the disease being a different species. I look at, I kept thinking about this picture today. I get it. Looked through shelter records and realized that my Eunice was born on the day my grandma's death. She was my rock, and I feel she's with me again. Oh, man, that's emotional for sure, Angie Mo. We're thinking about you, by the way, babe. Thank you, Jessica West. I love you, Angie Mo. I hope this week is a good week. I really do. And thank you for your super chat, babe. That doesn't sound strange at all, Sassy. Yeah, exactly, Joel Sachs. I get that. So I was thinking about this picture, and I like this picture a lot, and I'm glad that I found it. But there's so much more to this picture. I mean, I explained this picture. There's really not more. I just mean to me, like that I'm not validating or acknowledging for me. I've said everything that exists about this picture. This is a picture of me when I was on staff. This is from January 17th, 2000. And it's a picture of me at my desk in HCO at the Church of Scientology. And that filing cabinet is where the guy pushed me up and did weird things to me. And right in front of that desk where the phone is down there is where it all happened with Dan O'Connor and the fax machine. And I called my dad. I locked myself in that office. I thought he was coming to get me. And I just thought about this picture a lot today. And I'm glad I have this picture. But even the fact that, like, I have a Scientology book in front of me that I was studying. I was filing ethics files in the black cabinet behind me. At 14 is when I started. I didn't have a date to prom. You thought it was your 24/7 job to save the world with a bunch of manipulative criminals. Trauma is trauma, but I would have picked my trauma from 2003 than your 2000s. Yeah, and there's no comparing, and I agree with you. And by the way, that story of your prom that you sent to me was amazing, babe. And your pictures were so cute. Thank you for your super chat. I am so glad you addressed the photos, Reese, and talked about your experiences. Thank you, Haggis Basher. I am too. Thank you, Joel Sachs. Hey, Nicole Hazelmiller. It's almost a year since my Snickers crossed the rainbow bridge. The sweetest cat, such pretty eyes. I miss her every day. Aw, a year is hard. The 1 year mark is really hard on that, Shelly. I'm sorry, babe. I'm really sorry. That's going to be rough. Sounds like it's really coming up. Hey, Tampa A. Thank you for your super chat, babe. So I guess what I was thinking about today is there's so much more to me that I'm not unpacking here just for me, and so much more what this photo represents. And what I started thinking about on my drive today. So this all started when I was 14, right? This job. I was the COPE officer when I was 14 after I completed staff status 1 and staff status 2, which is prerequisites before you are posted to a post in the Church of Scientology when you become a staff member. So once I completed, hey, Talisa, once I completed staff status 1 and staff status 2, I was posted as the COPE officer when I was 14. And I remained on that post until I was done on staff when I was 16 and I left. And hey, Mandy Harper, what was running through my head today was I keep fighting myself like I fought Michelle. And I think about this picture and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's okay. It's normal. It was okay. I mean, it's not so much that it was normal, but I'm like, you can't change it. It was your childhood. Get over it. Like, you're okay now. You turned out fine. Like, that's what I tell myself. And I don't want to wallow in it either and be like, oh, poor me, because I don't do that either. Right. Did you have to pay for that training to work for them for peanuts? No, Lori Lee. However, if you do not complete your staff contract, any training and auditing you have to pay for. So when I left, I didn't finish my contract. I had a freeloader debt is what it's called. They tally up every hour of everything you've ever done. And my freeloader debt was like $250,000. Can we talk about the cards? I think they knew if you wanted to help out, they wanted to help you. So gentle, so beautiful. The cards. Can we talk about the cards? I think if they knew if you wanted help out, they wanted to help you. I don't know what you mean by the cards. JW, thank you for your super chat. I don't know what you mean. I think I need to stop fighting that. And the other thing that really, really, really came to my attention today that I never thought about until today, of course, I didn't pay that freeloader debt. I was a minor. Those are not legal debts anyway. They send it to you every month and say you have to start paying this. But when I came back after doing my 2 years of doing drugs, when I came back and Dan brought me back in, he said, I got your freeloader debt wiped clean. And I was like, gee, thank you so much. You can't hold me accountable for that anyway. I was 14 years old. Like they knew that. You did it to please your bio dad. It's what was expected of you. It's not freedom of choice. You have that now. Yeah, Robin, totally. The hurt inner child has to be heard by you. Yes. So that's kind of the voice I was hearing today, Topsy. Oddly enough that you say that. That's kind of the voice in my car that I was hearing. And I felt like I kept trying to shut it out and it wasn't going anywhere. And the biggest thing that I started to take a look at that I've never really looked at before, if this is going to make sense to you guys. Yeah, coercive control is definitely not freedom. I agree with that. Like starting at 14 to here, I mean, starting at 5, right? Way back when. But this is where it was like 16 hours a day. Thank you, Blue Girl. The cards, the glasses, doctor, patient. Oh, yes. The cards that I was reading. Yeah, the cards. I know what you're talking about. These. Yes, the cards. Yeah, 2 different patients sent those to me just to say thank you for being such a cool person. I saved those because I don't think they wanted to help me escape. This was 2006. So they didn't know I was in Scientology, but I think that they saw something and they wanted to be friends. And I kept those for validation. JW, thank you for your super chat, because nobody ever said things like that. In those cards, they said like, you're a standout, you're amazing. And I was like, I'm keeping these. Like this, it was very validating to get that from somebody at my job, like a random stranger. It was just a patient. Yeah. Yeah. It was a sense of normalcy. Kim is Blue. I never got that kind of validation. I never got that kind of validation. It was amazing. You have to keep talking to that little girl, the teenager who never mind got a childhood or was allowed to be a teenager. Totally, Angie Mo. And I think that I have ignored that. And it's kind of come up to the surface at this point. Yeah, Rain, totally. But the biggest thing I noticed today when I was driving and when I started to really think about this picture, something I never considered. I never looked at it from this point of view. You're far stronger than you even realize. You've grown so much since your first life. It's incredible. I love you, Joel Sachs. See, again, that's so validating. Thank you for saying that. Joel, you're a true friend of mine, and I appreciate that. That's a really, really nice thing to say, Joel. We love you here. You know that. Thank you for sharing with us too. You're amazing. And thank you for your super chat. By this point, I was already trained. I don't want to say like a trained monster. I wouldn't say that we're that bad, but there's a lot of dark, dark qualities that are trained into being a Scientologist. And I just kept thinking today on this drive, like, what can be done about this? I hate this. I hate everything about this. By this point, Kim is Blue said it, brainwashed. I'm not trying to hey, Melissa, I'm not trying to be like super dramatic here, but this is serious to me. And I never looked at it really from this point of view because I don't want to. Thank you, Hanratty. I don't want to look at it from this point of view. Just so you guys know, I don't really want to face the music on this. I'm good at saying and highlighting this stuff, but like only from like looking down at it perspective, like I can touch on the surface of this stuff, but like going below the surface is hard for me. It's, hey, Jinjin, it's hard for me to I know that I'm not a bad person. I don't consider myself a bad person. I don't know. I think being a bad person is a case by case thing. I think it's subjective. Like a lot of people out there would call me a bad person. That's subjective. Like it's like says you, right? Like according to your standards, I'm a bad person. So truly a bad person. I think there's things that we can all agree on what would constitute a bad person, but I think like different things. No, I can't imagine Huxley in that Tampa A. You knew deep down when you had him. Yeah, Tampa A. I could never imagine. This is what I mean. Yeah, Audrey, this is what I mean. This is 1 year older than my son right now. So when I do this shit to myself and I talk myself out of it and I go, it was normal. This is 1 year older than my kid. I would burn shit to the ground. I can't imagine. Can't imagine anywhere near that kind of environment for my son. Taking him out of school and being like, you're going to go live in another state now with these people and be on staff. Now that Hux is close to the same age as you were in that picture, do you reflect on how different his life is compared to your teen years? Absolutely. I've done that since he became a teenager, Diane. Yeah. And that's why I get mad at myself, because I'm like, why am I justifying it for me? Why am I justifying what happened to me? Why is it so hard for me to say I was mistreated? Thank you for your super chat. You are not a bad person at all. Thank you, Kat. And thank you for your super chat. Why is it so hard for me to, this is just how I feel about, this is totally off the subject, but like people who are overweight, I think all body types are beautiful. I'm attracted to overweight men, like really overweight men. I think they're hot. I think they're sexy. When I see an overweight, curvy woman, whether she be my size, bigger, hey, Laura Dupree, I'm like, she's gorgeous. But when I look at myself, I'm like, God, I'm so fat. Why am I so fat? My parents are thin. Like, how come I'm the fat one? Why am I so fat? I just tear myself down. So it's the same thing. I would never, I would be in prison with all those dudes I was at the other day before I would ever let Huxley repeat the same life I had. Why is it so hard for me to admit that that was, why do I look at this and I'm like, I was happy. I had friends. It's okay. Like, why do I fucking do that? It's not okay. And it's not okay because, thank you for being a member, Baby Steps. I love you, girl. I hope I see you this coming weekend, but I totally understand if we don't. I remember what's going on in your life. Thank you for being a member. Like, I want to do something about this so this isn't going on for someone else. But then I think about it and I'm like, what can be done? What can I do? It's like I start to think about it and I'm like, no one's leaving Scientology, first of all. And they're so sealed up tight. They're their own judge and jury in there. They have their own policing. They don't, like, no one knows, it's sealed up. You're never going to know that there's another one of those girls on staff right now. It's going to be tough to find that out. It would be tough to get her out of there. Like, I just get overwhelmed by this. But aside from what I just said, this is what I'm avoiding. I was thinking about this and I was crying today. I'm avoiding this subject, this topic. What would I tell that girl in the photo? Like, if it wasn't me, I would be showing this photo saying, we have to get this girl out of here. What can we do to get her out of here? That's what I would be saying. Like, I know what that's like. I know what she's going through. We need to get her out of it. Yeah, Critters Creations. It's hard to admit someone hurt and took advantage of you without blaming yourself. Even though you were a child, it's hard to admit. Yes, that's true. That's right. Thank you, Shelley. I saw you guys saying, well put, Shelley. I wish you could see you through our eyes, Reese. I wish I could too, Shelley. And I'm confident I'll get there, right? Like, I'm better than I used to be. But what I'm avoiding saying right now is because I'm uncomfortable with this. At this point, I was already a trained to be a bad person. Trained to react when necessary, trained to be harmful when necessary. Like, I was already had no boundaries. I was already put on the cans about sex and thoughts of sex in a past life, thoughts of masturbation, anything like that. Like, at this point, I was so hardened and bitter and desensitized to everything already. And I hate that. And I hate what kind of a person I probably was. When I say to you guys, I've done bad things in Scientology, I was doing them here. Big time. Hey, Jenny. Reese, you have such a light. It is divinely given and could not be trained out of you. Couldn't even be driven out by your dad's betrayal. You're beautiful inside and out. Please take that in and believe it. I love your new picture, by the way. Thank you, Jenny. It's hard to believe that stuff. I don't know if that's just me, but it's really hard to believe that stuff for me. I can believe the bad stuff, but like her saying that, it's I have to really think about it. I can tell that to somebody else, and I can see that about somebody else. It's hard for me to see it about me. But I'll really try, Jenny, because that is a really nice thing to say. And thank you for your super chat. Thank you, Lumen. Hey, baby steps. Stepping out of lurker mode for a moment. You brush it off for yourself because you were trained. You were not worth it. You are so worth it. I hope to be at the call for at least a bit. Thanks. Love you. Okay, good. And I hope you're doing better. I hope your friend is doing better. Maybe you can update us on that. I've been thinking about you, girl. Thank you for your super chat. JW, I think it's hard to accept your past was wrong because Scientology normalized it and blamed you during your brain forming years. Yes, you're grieving. So you'll spin between denying how bad it was, angry, sad, and bargaining and accepting, then all over again until you heal, babe. That's so true. That is so true. But I haven't accepted. I don't know. I haven't unpacked this stuff. I'm not comfortable. It's like I start to feel the heat and I back off. As much as I was thinking about that today, I was like, as much as I'm open and I talk about things, it's hard for me to process this. Thank you for your giant super chat and acknowledging that. That is really nice. She's right. She's right. This is a good point. If you had to accept the reality of that 16-year-old child in the picture, you would be on your ground in the fetal position. Yeah. You have to unpack it in small doses in order to maintain your sanity. Jan more or less is absolutely right. She's right. It's just, I don't even sometimes know where to start. And I'm in denial. Okay. I'm in denial about some things that I feel like I need to just say. I just need to say it. Okay. Let me just say this. It's a mind fuck, Lumen says. It absolutely is. And I think that even though I'm 2 years out, I still haven't really here it is. I feel like I kind of dance around it and I look around it, but I don't look directly at it. It's like the sun. I can't. It's too much. I feel like it burns my eyes and I'm like, that's too much. That's too much. I can't admit to all that at once. I just can't. And so I don't even really talk about it. And I don't really even talk about any of this in therapy ever. Very rarely do I talk about it. And there's a reason for that. There has to be a reason for that. And I think it's weird because I can talk about anything. I can talk about anything. I guess I can't. And that's a problem for me. And I hope as time passes, it's easier for me. But I realize I am still really stunted. I'm not willing or able to go there, to go there, to go there into the sun. I'm not willing to do it. In my opinion, inner child work and grief counseling saved me. Naming it makes a difference. Well, maybe I need to say that to my therapist. Is it called inner child work? Don Moore, I know. I'm avoiding it intentionally. It's like I can't. Thank you for your super chat, babe. I'm glad that's helped you. Yeah, Kim is blue. I mean, I said that to my therapist once. I said, should we be talking about this? And he said, no, we should be talking about whatever you want to talk about. He was like, no, we're not going to force anything. We're going to talk about what comes up. And I felt safer in that moment. I was like, okay, good, good. Hey, Lemster. Thank you, Lemster. Anita, you were destined for greater things. That's why you're here now. Let the divine intervention consume you one piece at a time. The puzzle is coming together. I had a very deep talk with Liz about that today. It's funny that you bring that up, Anita. Thank you, babe. Thank you for your super chat. And you're right. I believe that, by the way. I do believe that. Why do you feel like you need to address it right now? I don't feel like I have to do anything. Trust me, I've been putting this off for years. I don't feel like I have to. But it came to me today as I was driving, and I'm just going to say this because I still haven't said it. I think it makes me sad because in a lot of ways, I hate to admit this, but Jeff was right. Some of the haters are right. Jeff used to say to me, like, your Scientology's kicking in, and I can tell because you flip like a switch. Some of the haters say that. And I've always been like, that's ridiculous. It's not. It runs deep, and it was trained into me at a very young age. And I think that I cast that off. But I also think, like, this is what I've said, I'm very prone to the dark side of things. I'm prone to bad behavior. I can't be around it. That's why I love my new life, because I'm surrounded by positivity and light. But I think that there's some truth to that. When Jeff would fight with me and I would just, he was like, you'll flip like a fucking switch. Like your Scientology kicks in. I think he's right. And I think the haters are right. And I hate that. Now, my therapist says this all the time he's like, about your haters, about anybody who's against you. He's like, there's probably 1 or 2% of that's true, that you could take and make it into like lemons into lemonade. And I've always thought that was a good point. Like, haters aren't actually haters. They're just people. Now, some of them are totally off their rockers and hate me for no reason because they're just hating because they're like, who should we hate today? But some of them hate me for other reasons. And I'm sure there's some truth to why some of them hate me. And the whole, like, I have a cat hair in my mouth, that you're a trained fighter, like trained mental, manipulative, whatever you want to call us. I don't even know what you would call us in Scientology. Trained to do what? I finally got it. Grieve your childhood, grieve the loss of your people, grieve Fred. Not grieving will catch up. Yes, it's called those things. Inner child work and grief counseling. That is smart. And that's the other thing. I did a stream on this once, JW. I don't know what the fuck grieving is. I mean, I think I understand the definition. Thank you for your super chat, babe. But we don't use that word in Scientology, and we don't grieve ever. Ever. You get back to work. You're not even supposed to go. I mean, we have funerals, but you guys know my funeral stories. I mean, we don't cry. You're not supposed to cry, and we just say, like, good luck. We'll see you when you come back, fella. Like, there is no grieving. There is no loss. It's, you do a quick loss of a person assist and you move on. I mean, there's no acknowledging things like that. So I'm sure that there are things that if, were you sleeping with the 24-year-old at the time these pictures were taken? Absolutely. Yeah. If so, I'm sure everyone will look at you and think you were really too young for sex. I was sleeping with him when I was 14. Hey, Trixie. Right, Ellie, I agree. But I just, and then I found myself, I was like, Jeff was right. Some of these haters are right. And then I found myself getting really angry with Tommy, and I don't know why. I was driving and I don't even hardly think about Tommy. Like, I don't think about him hardly at all. And I thought, I'm really fucking mad at him all of a sudden. I felt very angry. I felt this wave of anger, and I thought, dare you be mad at me? Right? Like, why would you be mad at me? And I was listening. Do you guys know who Nico Case is? I love Nico Case. She's a singer. And I was listening to her song called Oh, Thanks, Joel. Back at you. Wish I could hug you, Joel. You're amazing. And thank you. Hey, whine a little bit more. I don't know. I just thought a Nico Case. I was listening to the song called People Got a Lot of Nerve. It's a really sad song. It's a really depressing song. And it's the best song. I love this song. And she says, um, I'm a man eater, and yet still you're surprised when I eat you. And that's the lyrics. Like she repeats that over and over. She says, like, I'm a man eater, and yet still you're surprised when I eat you. And I thought of Tommy with that lyric. And I was like, what are you so I don't want to get into this with him. I don't even want to fucking name him on my channel. Like, I don't want to think about him. I don't want him in my mind. But of all people, right? He knew who I was and what I was. Does that make it okay? No. But it bothers me. I feel rejected by all of these men. I feel rejected. I feel kind of like dirty from it. And I just thought, you knew what you were getting into because you know all about Scientologists and these second gens and all that shit. And I think it's just me being irrationally angry. Like, this has nothing to do with Tommy. It's just me being irrational. But I thought, you're aware of Scientologists. You're not, this wasn't new. Like Jeff, this was a slap in the face. He had no idea what he was dealing with until he watched the Aftermath show. And then suddenly Jeff was an expert on Scientology and Scientologists. And all of a sudden he was a psychologist because he would say, like, oh, okay, so right now you're using your Scientology on me, and your Scientology is kicked in. And then a lot of times he'd go, oh, look, it's Little Miss Scientologist. He would say that to me and it would make me crazy. He'd be like, oh, look, it's Little Miss Scientologist. Like, not the way, right? Like, not the way to deal with someone. You don't take their trauma and throw it in their face. And I remember having this conversation and I would say, please don't say that. Don't point it out because it doesn't help me. And he would go, oh, I will point it out every time. I'm your husband and you need to know when you're doing it. I will point it out every time. Like, he was so proud of that. And I was like, you're not a doctor. And I can tell you right now, any therapist would say this is not like the proper way to deal with someone, right? It's very belittling. You're minimizing, you're balling up somebody's upbringing and things that happened to them, and you're using it against them. It was so fucked up on so many levels, right? I'm so happy to be away from that. I'm so happy to be away from all of it. I'm so happy to be single in this moment. I am. Nobody is controlling me anymore. And Scientology was the ultimate had their tentacles on me, right? But then even floating away from that and marrying Jeff, then all of a sudden he had ultimate control. And then it just got worse and worse. So I'm really happy that I'm alone. But they're not wrong. And I wish they were, but they're not wrong that we are trained. That's I say this, and it makes more sense why I say it. To come out of Scientology, you're not a good person. Like, you may have a good heart. I'm not saying you're evil, but like, you have to really work to unpack those knee-jerk training routines that we all experienced for decades, most of us. And I have seen it in so many of the ex-Scientologists I've met. I've seen it in all of them. I've seen the reactions. I've seen the training kick in. right? And I'm not sure it will ever go away. I do it all the time. Trained and programmed. Absolutely. And they may disagree with me, but I've seen it. I've seen the behavior. And it's not an accusation. It's not even a bad thing. It was trained into us. It's total manipulation, it's total indoctrination. Like, we are programmed. That's not something to be ashamed of. It's where we came from. I have it bad, but I hate it, and it makes me feel like I need to be a recluse for the rest of my life because I am prone to be. I feel like at any moment, if I feel threatened or something bad, it kicks in. And then I started driving today thinking about Doug and Brenda. I'm like, who were the nicest, sweetest people I knew that were like closest to maybe like had big hearts? I don't know. Most Scientologists are fucking emotionless and for the most part just cutthroat. We're pretty cutthroat, right? Grief is simply being sad, then angry, then in denial, then bargaining, then accepting on repeat until it takes over your life and implodes, or you can learn to spot it and work through it. Yeah, so it's like a lot of steps. I remember this from the grief counselor that talked with Huxley after Fred died. There's a lot of steps to it, and I haven't dealt with any of that. I haven't dealt with any of that. But you are onto something, and I feel like we should talk about that more, JW. Thank you for pointing that out, babe, in your super chat. So I don't mean that in a negative way when I talk about the other ex-Scientologists. I mean that very much as like, I recognize it in them because it's in me. Like, we all came from the same place. It's not a dig by any means. It's not. It's just something that I see. And wow, Deanna Moses. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. This page is really the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. They're trying to train you to be a sociopath. Probably. Yeah, Vicky C, I think there's a lot of truth to this. Do you think that this is the first time that you can sit down in your own thoughts and sort them out for yourself? Nobody else to tell you how you are behaving. Absolutely. Yes, I recognize the tendencies. That's it. Kim is blue. Of course I do. If I know anything, if I'm an expert on anything, it's going to be Scientology. I know nothing about this world. I know nothing hardly about anything. Hey, Buffy. I mean that. I'm not trying to sound like I don't know anything. I really don't know much, but I could sit and talk Scientology with you for days, right? It's what I know the most about. Um, uh, yeah, I think this is the first time because I have been summed up and told what I am and what I'm not and all of that my whole life, Vicky. So yes, definitely. Um, it doesn't change the fact that I was like, it makes me want to pull away because I like who I am now more than ever. I love how much I've worked on me. I'm now journaling. I'm in therapy. There's some things going on behind the scenes I'm really excited about. My channel is my favorite thing in this world. Like, I'm in a really good place. I'm divorced. I'm single. Like, couldn't be happier there. Couldn't be more. Hey, Heather. Thanks, Heather. I couldn't be more proud that I'm making it financially on my own, paying for Huxley, paying for me, just being able to take care of the 57 animals that now live in this house. It's all a good thing, guys, like positive things, right? Grief is the price we pay for love. I've heard that. Thank you, Hanratty. And thank you for being a member. Randomly angry at Tommy, randomly accepting what Jeff said, sad about Doug and Brenda, bargaining. If I could, the right guy, you are already going through the steps. Okay, you're just equipped. Yes. I love that, JW. I think you're right. And hey, Downs mom, Doug and Brenda, thank you for reminding me. I want to say this because it really hit me today. And I was like, that's interesting. So I started going down the list of every Scientologist I know. And I was like, who is the most normal? Like, who had feelings? Who cried? Doug and Brenda were the only ones I can think of that even showed tears. I'm not kidding. The only emotion that's really shown in Scientology is anger and just forcefulness, like being rough, is usually your typical Scientologist. There's no HE&R, right? So human emotion and reaction. There's no crying. There's just a lot of like either throwing shit or like get it done. Like that kind of, that's more of a normal, right? Thanks, Cheryl Anderson. Doug and Brenda were the only two that I could come up with that were showed like love for family, caring. They paid for things when we needed it. They took us to dinner. Like the most normalcy I ever experienced in Scientology was my in-laws, Doug and Brenda. And then I started to think, though, even Doug and Brenda, you could watch them go, their eyes turn black and go dead behind the eyes if they needed to. And my meaning behind that is the training. Hey, Nacho's mom, the training would kick in just like that when you needed it to. So like if you no, Marissa, that's my point. This is what I'm about to say. So Doug would be super cool. Love you, Lemster. Doug would be super cool until he wasn't. Super chill. Dude was so easy to get along with. He was great. If you didn't go on to, hey, Kara Patrick, like I saw Doug get so, God, no, Angel K. We don't say I love you in Scientology. At least I didn't. I don't know. No one told me they loved me. Never. No. And that's what I mean. Doug and Brenda would say, this is our daughter. And every time I would nearly cry when they would say that. Brenda was like, this is like my daughter. And I never had parents really. So it was such a loving emotion for me. I was like, oh, it's so warm. Like, what is that that feels warm? Like, that's not an emotion in Scientology. I wish I could make that more clear. It's not. I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's just, guys, there is no love. There's no warmth. There really isn't. It's very like, my dad, if I would cry, he'd be like, no HE&R in this house, knock it off. That was like my dad's go-to, knock it off. He'd say that all the time. And I find myself saying it sometimes. And when I do, it triggers the shit out of my mom. She's like, don't. Your dad always said that. Like he would say that a lot, knock it off. A lot of Scientologists say that. It's kind of a thing. Totally, Joel Sachs. These people aren't normal. I was just trying to find the like closest to human as I could out of all of the hundreds of people I know in Scientology. But the second you triggered them, Doug and Brenda, you saw a whole different beast come out. And that's my point. They are trained animals. They just were the kindest. Like they still had some emotions to being human, but we are trained to zone in on whatever it is and attack or, attack. And I mean, attack each other, like, write each other up, get into ethics problems, like treat people like shit when they're in lower conditions. That's just what we do. And I hate that because it makes me want to be a recluse. Your training started with birth. Yes. Parented in the Scientology way from the beginning. Be patient. You will get there. You are so willing to face everything that has happened to you more than most. Remember, baby steps. I love you, baby steps. That's a good point. I like how you put that. She's right. And thank you for your super chat. You're right. I think I'm being too hard on myself. Like this will, look at all the other guys. Look at all the other ex-Scientologists. They've been out for a long time. I'm sure this shit doesn't like come crashing in on them like it does for me. And I'm sure if you asked one of them, it probably did the first couple of years. As a matter of fact, I wonder if any of the ex-Scientologists talk about that, like their first year out, their second year compared to the third year, like how they were better and better after each year. That's an interesting question. I'd like to know the answer to. Hey, Timar. Yeah, Pat Jonas. The point is, guys, they can flip a switch. And so can I. And that scares me a little bit. It frightens me a little bit because I don't want to be that way. But I find myself doing exactly what Jeff said I did. Laura FM, I bet she has talked about that a lot. I did a stream with her once and she was amazing. I really liked her. I love you, Joel. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's reprogramming yourself. And I feel proud of where I am after 2 years. I like who I am now, but it scares me that that training is still there. And I know for a fact in 20 years, it'll still be there. And the reason I'm pretty sure of that is I've seen the other guys who have been out for a while and I see that flip of a switch. I've seen it happen. I don't know that they would agree to that. I don't know that they would admit to that. They don't probably wouldn't, but I see it. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's just something I recognize because I grew up that way too. And I think there's something I mean, it's probably like any other cult. If you were in it for decades, it's never going to go away. We are going to get better at processing it. We are going to get better at these things. But like, I need to probably accept the fact that I will always be prone to that. No, Jeff didn't ever use Scientology language. I asked because I feel like whenever he'd say your thoughts aren't based in reality is something Scientologists say. No, Scientologists would never say that. Never. You'd never hear a Scientologist say that. Jeff said that to me all the time. He would go, your thoughts aren't based in reality. And that's okay. Oh my fucking God. Passive aggression is the worst thing. Time mark flipping a switch, like our Scientology kicking in, our training, becoming something else, right? Personality changing a little bit because your defenses are up and your Scientology is kicking in. You would never say that to another Scientologist. You would never say, your thoughts are not based in reality. This is why. There's a huge rule in Scientology. You are not allowed to do what's called eval. Haggis Basher, I was going to do a stream with Tori actually soon. Need to reach out to her. It's called evaluation. Eval is a huge no-no in Scientology. You get in big trouble for it. It's a big, big, big part of our policy. We do not do it. So, yeah, totally, Joel. Jeff is a gaslighter, but you do not evaluate for another person's case, and their case is their whole beingness, their whole past, their whole everything, their whole track. So, like, everything is your case, everything that's happened to you. Case is also kind of considered like a reactive mind type thing. So a lot of times they would say in Scientology, if like you're on a course or you're there to do a session or you're working there, anything, it's a known thing to say, hey, knock it off, no case on post. So like if you were like, oh, I have a headache, or oh, I have this thing at home and it's too much and I'm trying to figure it out, and like financially we're not going to be able to do this month, and you would hear someone go, okay, no case on post. Like, it's just being dramatic and you're talking about life shit. We don't want to hear about that. That's no joke. Anyway, the point is there's no evaluate. Is it wrong to flip a switch? Probably. Time mark in my case. I don't know about other people, but yes, it scares me to flip that Scientology switch because it's nothing but dark. It's not going to help me, and it's going to hurt you. Like, it's ugly. It's ugly. Why do you say we, meaning you still identify as a Scientologist? Cali girl, because I do in a lot of ways. I say we because I still feel like one. Like, I feel so newly out that when I say we, I'm speaking for the Scientology community. I don't know why I say it. I don't realize I'm saying it. It's just natural to me. Thank you, Lumen. Everyone's survival skills can flare up. Don't worry, it's not just a Scientology thing. And that's a good point Lumen makes. There's all kinds of programming. Scientology is not the only one. Like, I don't want to be too hard on me or any ex-Scientologist here. Like, everybody came from somewhere, and some people came from cults where they were hardcore indoctrinated, right? Like, I know this isn't uncommon. It just scares me a little bit. It scares me because I don't want to be that person. Did you ever ask your mom if she reverts back to Scientology in certain situations? Did it take her a long time? No, she doesn't. I would say no, she doesn't. That's just my opinion. I know my mom really well. No. I've never really seen my mom act like a Scientologist, to be honest. I don't think my mom would tell you. That's a good point. Recognizing that it flips is the most important. You can fix what you acknowledge. Great point. She makes a great point. That's true. I believe you can fix anything that you make aware that you're doing. You can't fix something when you're in denial that you're doing it. Great point. Hey, Andy, my mom would tell you she was forced into Scientology. She hated it. She didn't want to do it. I know that she met some good friends. And I think she told me not that long ago something along the lines of, I went to go do services to get away from your dad because she hated my dad. So I think that she was like, pick your poison kind of a thing, like I'll go do this because it gets me away from him and I can go hang out with my friends. Because my mom made some good friends in Scientology, but no, I don't think she ever became a natural Scientologist. I think she always thought it. And my mom was raised Catholic. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just get the impression that like, no, Angel. No. I mean, she would. My mom just is very Italian. I don't know what that means. I don't want to offend anybody, but her mother was the same way. It's just a family thing. They're not super warm. It's not a bad thing. It's just my mom is not super like lovey-dovey, nor am I. I'm not that way either. Hey, rocks in a box. Why do you think she married him? AJ Powers, my mom has said many times she married my dad because she just kind of felt like this is the next step. I think it was just kind of like expected of her, maybe. I don't really know, but I don't think she was super happy about it. And she didn't like him. She didn't like him. He was a jerk. He really was. And then that makes me think of a conversation, speaking of my mom. So when I got home today, yeah, your mom was German, very stoic. Yeah, that's how my mom is. It's not a bad thing, guys. It's stoic. I would say my mom is, and she's very private. Like where have you been? Sophia, I asked about you yesterday. Good to see you, babe. She's just very stoic. I would say she's very stoic. And I would say her mother was the same way. Same way. They're Italian, and Sophia says Italians are usually warm. Not so much my grandmother. No, I would not say she was warm. She loved my mom and they were close, but like she just was cool. She was not like this super matriarch type. It just wasn't like that. I don't know. Maybe it's not an Italian thing. Maybe it's just them. Oh, I'm very lovey-dovey with a partner. Yes. And with Huxley, I'm pretty lovey-dovey. I mean, I probably treat him like a 5-year-old most of the time. I'm very protective of him and all of that, but I wouldn't only with a partner mainly and Huxley. I'm not I don't know. Maybe I'm being hard on myself. So then I'm sitting there today. I got home from Kentucky and I was sitting there with my dad, my stepdad. And we don't talk about life a lot anymore. We used to a lot. We used to talk about life a lot. And since his cancer, we just don't as much. We just don't. Like he's just busier and we don't have a lot of time to sit and chat. And it's not always easy for him to talk and he pushes it. And I don't want to do that. But we did tonight. Thank you, Joel. And there's so much he doesn't know about me. Oh, she loves our relationship. This is Fat Grammy. Why am I blocked? You shouldn't be blocked. That's weird, but I'm happy to see you. I'll check. Sometimes it accidentally happens, but I will check. Keep this though in case it's not, because we have Marsha Laird. Cliff Ann was the same way. People think they're blocked and I go to check and you're not blocked and I can't find you. It's like a YouTube glitch. So I'm sitting there with my dad tonight and why this topic came up, I don't know. But the topic of me being single came up. And I said, I'm loving being single. Oh, I know what he said. This was so weird. I was like, why would you know that? This was so weird. Okay, now I remember how this conversation started. And I was like, you don't even know me. Okay, my dad says, Reese, he goes, there's not a man in all of Tennessee, he goes, that would work out for you. And I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? What the shit? Like, is that an insult? I don't understand. And he goes, because he goes, your standards are too high. And I said, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard you say. I was like, why would you say that? And he said, are they not? And I said, not at all. I said, quite the opposite. I said, the reason I'm single and I'm going to stay single is because I have incredibly low standards. And I said, and I moved the goalpost with boundaries, like big time. And I said, and I'm an addict. And he was like, his eyes popped out of his head. And he said, you're an addict? And I said, yeah, I'm an addict for sure. And that's why I can't date. I don't want to date until I figure out why I am the way I am and why I do the things I do. These are the most strange conversations because I'm like, you don't, it's weird that you think that about me. I'm the opposite. That's why I have to be single because I will literally be like, "Oh, I can deal with that." Like, I'm the opposite. I don't have any fucking standards, and I need to set some standards, right? Um, and he said, "How are you an addict? Tell me about that." And I said, "I moved the goalpost." I said, "I totally allow men to mistreat and be horrible, and then I allow it, and then move the boundary, and I think it's okay." And he said, "How so?" And I said, "Really?" I said, "Jeff got physical with me and my child, and I didn't do anything about that at the time." And I said, "My ex-boyfriend said some horrible things to me, horrible, in front of my kid, and I didn't." And he went, "See, he doesn't, I don't ever talk about Tommy." And he was like, and he looked really pissed off. And I said, "Yeah, but it's not even his fault so much as it is mine." And that's why this came up too, because he said, "What are you going to do when you're dating with Huxley?" And I said, "Oh, I won't introduce any man to Huxley." I said, "For probably at least 8 months, maybe a year." And he goes, "Well, that's not going to work." And I said, "Why?" "It's going to work for me." And he said, "Because if I was your boyfriend," he said, "and you told me you have a child," he goes, "I would want to meet him." And he said, "A child," he goes, "the child is a reflection of the parent." He said that to me. And I said, "Well, I don't disagree with that." I said, "But this is why no man will meet Huxley because I've already set such a terrible standard, an example of men in his life, and I'm never going to do that to him again." And I said, 8 months is probably still not enough time. I said, I am not going to bring another Jeff into my life or Tommy into my life. And then they turn out to be a huge raging disappointment, right? And then Huxley met him. And then I have to apologize to Huxley again for bringing that into his life. And then we just do this all over again. And he was like, "Oh," he said, "Well, then I can see why you're doing that." He said, "I didn't know that you allowed that so much." And see, the reason, I mean, I'm surprised, but I'm not. We don't have these talks anymore. Like, he doesn't know my current private personal life. He just doesn't. We don't sit and talk about it. He knew nothing about my breakup with Tommy. I never talked about it because it's upsetting news, right? But I do feel like I'm an addict. And I said to him, I said, "Here's the problem. I'm more than happy to put up with abuse." And he said, "Do you mean that now?" He said, "Or did you mean that when you realized it?" He said, "Are you okay putting up with abuse now?" And I said, "Well, no, because I recognize it now." But I said, "I have a real problem." Love you, Shell. Thanks for being here, babe. I said, "I have a real issue with thinking that is okay." And he said, "It's not okay. That's never okay." And I said, yeah, but I get this impression that like it's okay for a man to have major rage issues because, he was upset and, it's okay. I tripped his trigger and, I've always felt that way. Like men get mad or people fight. No, they don't. I don't think it's normal for men to walk around calling women cunts. Like, and the last two guys I've been with called me that in front of my child. Like, I don't think that's normal. And I said that to him and he said, "That is not normal." He said, "Men don't do that." And I said, "Right." And thank you, Silva. And I said, "So that is why I am single until I figure that out and I can set new standards and boundaries, like that will never happen again." Right? I tend to go, "Oh, well, he was really pissed." Like I just said, and he goes, "Why does that seem normal to you?" And I said, "I don't know, but like take a look at the OG man in my life, my father." And it was funny. He went, "Who?" And I went, "My real dad." And I said, "He was never around. He had no interest in me. He never once that I can recall hugged me or said, 'I love you,' showed me no affection." And I said, and then when he was around, he was very abusive, verbally abusive, like name calling. "You're not good enough. Why are you such a degraded being? You're such a bank. Like you're a downstat. No HE&R in this house." Like my dad was very disappointed and disgusted by me. So it's not really shocking to me. And he was sitting here like really listening. He was like, because he didn't have daughters, guys. This man didn't have daughters. He only had sons. And thank you, Cheryl Fraser. So he's like really intently listening. And I said, "So think about it for a minute. Think about this." I said, "What is the first man, a daughter?" I said, "What is the daughter's first man in her life is her father." And I said, "What is her father most likely?" I don't know because it didn't happen to me, but if I had to guess, what is the father's role? To set that fucking standard of no man should ever treat you this way. This is how a man really is. He's there to set the original example. That's why I love that song, Daughters by John Mayer, because he says, like, fathers, be good to your daughters. Because it's true. Like, I don't have any frame of reference. I don't have any set standard on how a man should treat me because the original man was disgusted by my existence. My dad was so ashamed of me all the time. So it makes sense to me that I would have a Dan O'Connor as a friend who throws a fax machine at my face, gets on top of me, chokes me, hits me, and then it's we're friends again. And I worked for him later in life. I was happy to accept abuse. Hey, Mittens, like all of this makes total sense to me now. Like that's why when other women are like, "My husband has never treated me that way." I'm like, "Well, I don't have a problem being treated that way." And when a man who's a dickhead finds that out, then he can walk all over me like a fucking doormat and treat me that way. And he knows I'm never going to set a different standard. He knows I'm never going to leave. He knows I'm not going to say, "No, I won't put up with that. I won't accept that." So it's very different. I see it more clearly now at this moment in my life than I ever did, like why I am the way I am, why I'm so accepting of a guy being like, "Fuck you, bitch." And I'm like, "Hug me. Let's go out." Because my dad set that original standard of you're not worth a shit. I mean, that's basically I feel like I have a cat hair floating. I did on my eyelash. Um I think that's where we get the term, right? Daddy issues. You were addicted to acknowledgement and approval because you had to chase it in survival mode. Absolutely. So it makes total sense. Sophia's right. I am addicted now more than ever to, do you like me? Do you love me? Let's just sit and stare at each other. And they don't like that either, right? But I have an addiction to this and it's a problem. So for now, I'm going to be addicted to my own approval and my own acceptance. And I do that every day now. And every day that passes where I'm like, this is okay. You're okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to do great things. You're going to help people. You know, you're not the worst person in the world. You make mistakes. You're not that ugly. Like, it's not that bad. I would rather tell myself that now. Every day that passes, I'm more thankful that I'm single. I think I've broken the addiction of like, I need a man. I need a man. I need the validation externally, external, looking for masculine attention. Now, I love seeing guys. I love flirting with guys, but I'll tell you right now, it feels really good to go home at night. And I mean, who am I kidding? I don't really leave the house except today, but when I come home, it feels good to know this is mine. And there's nobody here telling me I'm less than. There's nobody here saying, you know, I wish you were more this. There's no fucking guy saying, oh, it's Little Miss Scientology. Fuck you. I will be alone forever and just validate myself. And I'm happy with my friendships that fulfill me at this point in life. I would love to have a man. I really would. I would love to have like some guy that just thinks I'm the sun and the moon, right? Like, and just thinks that I'm so great, like Fred. I'd love to have somebody like Fred again, but I don't know how realistic that is. But I would treat him amazing. I would love, love, love to have that in my life. I would appreciate him so much. I mean, with Jeff and Tommy, I wanted those guys to work out so bad. I was crazy in love with Tommy. You guys know that. But it wasn't right. And I didn't set the standard from the beginning like I should have. I should have never been with him. I should have never been with Jeff. But thank you to my dad, who I hate to blame all this on because it's like my Scientology kicks in where I'm like, you're responsible for your own actions. You're responsible for your own beingness. Not at the age of 5, you're not. Stop taking on that fucking responsibility. It was his responsibility to set the path, the tone for who I was going to become as a woman. He was shaping me as who I was going to become as a woman. And he did a shit job. But those were the cards I was dealt. And now we can't blame him anymore. Now I have to do something about it to be a better person, right? That's amazing. Super chat here. Let's read this. Michelle Asbel, I am not sure your dad really felt that way about you. I think you represented a failed relationship. Well, that's an interesting thought. Your mom dared to leave him. That ticked him off. So his anger at your mom was transferred to you. Not cool, but I don't think it was you. You are beautiful. That is such a nice thing to say. And it's a different point of view that I've never thought about. The only thing I'll say is, you could be right, but I thought about this today. It's weird that you bring this up. I tried to look through his eyes today, his mind and his eyes. And I thought, does he ever think about me? Do I ever cross his mind? I mean, I'm sure he hates the shit out of me now that I have this YouTube channel and don't think he doesn't know. I'm sure he knows. But yeah, time mark. Does he ever, do I ever, I'd love to know the answer to that. I actually sometimes I still think about it and I'm like, I would kind of like to have a conversation with him. I don't know that I would break down as much because I don't need him. I don't need any of his validation. I don't want his fucking validation. I would never want him around Huxley. Like, he is trash to me. But I do wonder, I thought about this, and thank you for your huge super chat. That is so kind and very, very helpful. Thank you, Michelle. And your perspective here is interesting. I mean, how someone do the math for me. I'm 40. Last time we were a couple, we were a daughter and a father. I was 16. What the fuck has he been doing in this gap of time? How, all these decades? Like, what how does that work? Like, do you just forget about me? Do I not exist? Probably because I know Scientology and it desensitizes you and the loss. And to be honest, I'm sure he was glad to get rid of me. But I wonder, do you 34? No, that's not 34 years. That's not quite right. It'd be 24 years, I think. 34 years, I'd be 6 years old. Am I right about that? 24. Okay, yeah, I thought so. He definitely thinks about you. I asked my dad that once. He wasn't in my life since 10. At 25, he told me it hurt when he thought about me. I have to disagree on this one with my dad. I don't think it hurts, especially now that, again, he knows I'm a raging SP, right? I'm telling you right now, if someone said to my dad, Reese died, he'd be like, "Oh God, I'm so glad she's off this planet. Oh, that needed to happen. Good. Now we can move forward and clear planet Earth without that SP." That's what he would say. He hates me. My father hates me. But before I was outed, before I got a YouTube channel, what the hell did he think? What does he think? It's not like I'm the only one. I have two sisters. He has two more daughters. He has three daughters. What does he think? That could be Sophia. He's extremely brainwashed, Cheryl Roberts, but sometimes I really wonder that. And I'm like, what has gone through your mind for the last 24 years? What a horrible person. I don't feel the neediness to talk to him anymore. Hey, Puka Vista, I don't feel the neediness to like, I want to talk to my dad. I want answers. I don't want answers. I just think though, like, do I ever cross your mind? No, he's totally disconnected from all three of his kids, Elsie. He doesn't talk to any of us. Michelle says he's totally a Scientologist. You just said how most Scientologists are crap. He is crap. It's awful what you experience. I'm so sorry. You deserved a better daddy. Thank you, Michelle. And Scientologists, thank you for your super chat again. Even in Scientology, doesn't the soul continue, find a new body? Yeah, totally. I mean, he would be sad. He'd be saying that. Like, I'm sorry for the new parents of that SP. So many questions. So many questions. I'm more at peace about this. And Scientologists, by the way, are not crap. They're good people. I loved all of my Scientology friends, even Dan O'Connor, guys. It's just a different way of living, and we think very, very differently than you guys do. And it's all we know. And that's what I mean. I see glimpses of it in other ex-Scientologists. How could you not? You're never going to get that out of them. It's never going to fully go away. I actually really want to talk to Tori about this. I don't know Tori well and I don't know her story, but I really want to talk to her about this. Even if he didn't care, then he would have never driven down to defend you. He is forced to choose Scientology. I mean, I thought about that. That's a great point, Ty Mark. I thought about that today. What about that? Hey, Maisie Shiloh, he drove to help me. And in that, no, you're fine, Michelle. Do you see similarities to your experiences in other cults? I don't know Teacher Mama Life because Teacher's Mama Life, I don't know other cults. Like I never speak on other cults or religions because I don't know them. I can't pretend to know them. I don't know. What was I just saying? Do you find that you are looking for something in a partner that you didn't get from your dad? Mine was to be a priority. Oh, did she? She had a good conversation with Dylan. That's another person I'd love to talk to is Dylan. That's a great question, Sassy. Sassy has good questions. Do you find that you are looking for something in a partner that you didn't get from your dad? I would say probably everything that my dad, I would look for everything being the opposite of him. I mean, he's really good, Buffy. He's sleeping next to me very soundly. He was in the beginning of the show. Um, when I became a parent, that was the first thing I said to myself. I will never ever be like my father. I will never be a parent that doesn't say I love you, that doesn't say I'm proud of you. I pushed that extra hard on Huxley because I wanted all the things that I didn't get. So I gave them to him, right? Growing up. Um Yeah, time mark. I This is why I will remain single because I really don't know yet. I'm working so much on me that I'm not thinking about what would I want in a partner. To be honest, I don't know. I haven't sat down and thought about it. Hey, Katie Fulton. If I had to say, what do I want in a partner? I want something with similar qualities to Fred. I have such low standards. This is why this was such a, um, Katie, I love you. This was such an interesting topic with my stepdad tonight because he said that. I was like, you couldn't be more wrong. Hey, Wisconsin Barb, you couldn't be more wrong. I mean, it's not his fault. I'm not mad at him for it, but like, hey, Shannon Z, I don't have high standards. That's why I have to be single because I feel like I will. Yeah, Melissa, totally. That's a great point. She makes a really good point. Scientology gives your dad permission to act horribly. The fact that he seemed to never question their methods is simply concerning. She's right. And think about the day that my dad came down to rescue me and what Dan O'Connor said to him. When my dad was being a good guy at first and he was like, show me how you hit her, hit me how you hit her. My Dan O'Connor pulled out the ethics book and said, I was just applying HCO policy, HCOPL knowledge reports, where LRH gives the guy a black eye to put ethics in. They don't question the methods. And that's the problem. I don't even blame them, guys, for not questioning the methods because we get in huge trouble for asking questions. That's one of the biggest things that we're trained not to do. You don't ever question LRH or any of his policies or writings or methods, right? Yeah, he's trapped in his own prison in the end, and that's going to eat him up internally. I just don't feel like my dad has much of a heart. How could you, right? Yeah, Joel Sachs, I get it. Oh, what does she want? Mm. I, this is why I don't want to do a dating app. This is why I really just want it to happen organically. And this is also the why I'm super afraid. Thank you, Scientology Crimes. I'm super afraid to be with someone new because one, I'm already afraid because I have this YouTube channel and I don't know how comfortable somebody's going to be with that. And so I don't at this point I don't care. I'm just working on me. Like that we'll cross that when we get to it. But my biggest fear is that this did he bond with you when you were little? Good God, no. My dad treated me like I had a disease, like I had cooties. Like my dad, I remember like running up to him when he'd be gone for a few days and he'd show up. He'd be like, okay, 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 okay. Like, ugh, get it off me. Don't touch me. But I worry about the biggest thing that I'm worried about going forward dating. This is why I asked this recently. There's no options at this point, but maybe hopefully one day there will be. Would it be better if I dated an ex-Scientologist? There are none to pick from right now. But again, maybe one day there will be. Would it be better to date somebody? I don't think it would be. I'm just saying this out loud. I don't think that it would be. I don't even like to associate with ex Scientologists. I think you put us all together and they start to act weird. I think I, I just think so. I see it. I see it happen. You put them together and they start to kind of the Scientology starts to leak out a little bit. There's just, we all start speaking Scientology talk and it just gets weird. And it could be just me feeling that way because I'm newly out, right? I'm the newest one out, but I see it. Like I've seen it. I get restimulated. I get triggered. No, he really, really liked his dad, Lumen. He hated his mom. But I am afraid the most, um, yeah, Wilford Harry. The most thing, my biggest fear is that um I'm more mm, I'm more of a Scientologist. He came into it on his own, Aileen, when he was like 18. I am more of a Scientologist, I think, than not. And that scares me for dating a future person. I feel like one of the biggest qualities in the next guy, because the last two did not have this an ounce of it. I'm not fucking kidding. The last two guys I was with did not have any patience. I don't think. You guys may disagree. You met them both. I am going to need a guy in my life that is super understanding and very over the top patient. And I don't know how many of those there are, honestly. I don't know. But I feel like I'm going to overthink it forever now. And when I do start dating someone, I feel like I'm going to have to say, like, I am an ex Scientologist and it shows sometimes. I'll tell you something. I thought of this too today, and this is I'm not going to tell you who said this, so don't ask. Somebody said to me once, it was a description about me. This wasn't that long ago. Yeah, Frog Wizard, I agree. This wasn't that long ago, guys. Somebody said to me, it was a description of me. And they were telling me what someone else said about me. So it wasn't direct. This was a so and so told me this about you. They said, this person apparently didn't know me that well, and this was being passed on from a person who knew me well. And they said, wow, she's really funny. And she's an amazing speaker. Her channel is incredible. She's really good at what she does. But I would never want to piss her off. That bothered me. I didn't take that as a compliment at all. My little boy. That's my little boy. Look at my little boy. Buffy, there he is. I did not take that as a compliment, obviously. And you know how some people get a little bit like, yeah, you don't want to piss me off. I didn't take it like that. I took it as I have work to do on myself. If that is an outsider's point of view about me, but I understand now. I was thinking about it on my drive today, and I understand, I think, where that person was coming from, one, but I think I get it because the Scientology tendencies, right, come out. And I hate that. I really hate that about myself. And I am going to bring this up in therapy. Yes, Shannon C. And what do you mean, Matt's mom? So the next guy I date, I'm a little the every day that passes that I'm single, that's what I was saying. I think I've broken my habit of being addicted to like I need a man because I don't. I'm scared now. I'm almost like I don't want to. I like flirting. I'm not afraid to talk to a guy, but a real relationship of like trying to fit into each other's life, see if this is going to work out, that scares me because I don't want to go through a year or more with someone and then they're like, I don't want to waste time. I'm afraid that I'm never going to be good enough because my Scientology is going to show and they're not going to be understanding of that. And there's all kinds of fears now for me. It's weird. I feel very fearful about it. I think the last relationship went so poorly. Didn't Leah Remini watch your channel and comment how funny you were? Oh, she did. But that wasn't her that said that. She said that to Aaron, and Aaron told me that she watched my channel and said I was really funny. Okay, well, see, Joel, this is what I mean. The right guy right here, like Joel, see, perspective is everything, guys. And luckily, we all have a different one. It's all subjective, right? So thank you, Susan Babcock. He says, I disagree. I think you've learned to defend yourself and people don't like it. I like strong women. Joel, and that is such a kind thing to say. And I take that to heart because I remember Tommy saying that to me more than once. He was like, you have a very like very strong, loud personality. And he was like, a lot of men don't like that. And Joel is right. He likes it. But I think Tommy could be right about that. Like, that I will not be for everybody. I think a lot of men probably like a more submissive, but I could be wrong. I don't like speaking for groups of people because I have no fucking idea. Love you, Dawn. Look at my little boy. Oh my God, I love him so much. You guys, this cat, like, if I had high blood pressure, he would lower it. Oh, I love him. I love you, Finny. My little Phineas. Yeah, Kim is blue. We all have a past, bad habits, triggers. Yours just has a formal name. Yeah, Teresa's right. I mean, I think I'm being too hard on myself. I think Teresa's right. Everybody has a fucking past, right? Like everybody comes from somewhere. Scientology isn't special. I'm not special. People come from cults. People come from crazy religions where like it comes out, I'm sure, right? Um, I described you to a friend as Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul without the ponytail. I don't know what that. I think that's a show, but I've never seen it. Hey, Erica H. So yeah, sorry, I can't relate because I haven't seen it. But guys, I think this was a really good talk. I think that we needed to have this talk. I feel very fearful. I don't even know how to have the conversation going forward with a guy like dating. Reese, your eyes and heart are open now. Look at all that healing around you. Chat with stepdad. Yes. Finn, these are lessons of love. I love that. Yes, time arc. Debbie Zito, Reese, now that you are more aware and more firm in your boundaries, you will have a lot sooner with a guy worth the time. You are tuned into the red flags. I agree, Debbie, to a degree, but I don't fully because that's what I was telling my stepdad tonight. Thank you, Lori Lee. I was telling my stepdad, I am an addict. You know, I am prone to this kind of shit. I see also broken guys, like just guys with a lot of issues and behavior issues. And I'm like, oh, I can work with that. No, it's not my job to fix anybody. Like he needs to come well worked on himself too. Everybody's going to bring baggage and stuff to the table, right? That's not always the best. I can work with that, but you're not going to bleed all over me if I didn't cut you, right? Like there's a difference. And I'm really, really working on not setting myself on fire to keep other people warm anymore either, if that makes sense. Like, there's just so much I personally have to heal within myself, and I'm trying to reach internally versus, oh, a guy can fix this problem for me, or I need to be with a man to feel whole. You don't. I took Huxley out on a date the other night for graduating ninth grade. We had the best time. And I was just sitting there looking at him, making conversation with him. And I was like, if I ever feel like going out on a date, I'm going to make a reservation for two and take Huxley because he's great company and it's good for him. And Susan Babcock, absolutely not. No, I do not. That needs my relationship with Tommy will stay in the past where it belongs. There's no good that would come from that. Do you think you are still doing that? Are you valuing his opinion of you? Well, yeah, to a degree. I think I am loud. I have a loud, bold personality. Now, loud in a good way. I'm not like aggressive. I'm not like trying to push people's boundaries. I do too, Laura. I'm not trying to make people uncomfortable. It's not a shock value thing. So I wouldn't say, I've met women with big, oh, look at my little boy. Look at my little boy. I don't know why I have this voice with him, by the way. Again, it's weird. And I acknowledge that. Okay. Hi. That's my little boy. Oh, you're a little angel. You're everything but the wings. Did you know this? Did you know, Finny, that you're everything but the wings? Did you know the whole world is in love with you as they should be? Did you know that everything is right in the world because you're here? Did you know we're just going to take a minute to acknowledge that? Oh my God. Finny, that was wrong. You have a lot of years left, fella. We're going to do it together. I was Finn. I wish he could sleep with me at night, Melrose. I thought, don't even remind me. I was trying to go to sleep last night and I was like, what would it be like to sleep with Finn? I want to know, but I can't because he has feline leukemia and the other cats would get it. Now I am going to have him retested and we're all praying to Fred right now that it was a false positive. I want to know what it's like. Like I'm about to sleep on the floor in here with him because I want to sleep with him so bad. Yeah, you shouldn't value that. Did Fred say those ugly things about you? No, he never did. Absolutely not. Um, Helena, I will in just a second. I can't because my hands are full and I can't pull away from him. I think you have a lot of work to do to make yourself strong mentally so you can know in your gut that you deserve respect. That little girl inside you has been damaged. You need to help her heal. Absolutely. I agree with that, Topsy. Yeah, he has to be separated from the other cats, Shannon C. My little boy. He kisses and it smells so bad because his mouth is rotten and his teeth are broken, but that's okay. That's perfectly okay. You can still kiss me if you want to. Oh my God, I love him so much. Nacho's mom caught up. This is a great live, though not easy. Yeah, Nacho's mom, thank you for being a member and thank you for being a part of it. I appreciate that. Oh, that's so cute, Helena. Stressed out, find your inner Finn. Thank you, babe. That's beautiful. I love it. Finn has to be separated forever. He does if he has feline leukemia and it isn't a false positive. Um, if I don't separate him, he will likely give it to my other cats. It's not a certainty. And even if he gives it to them, the vet said the other cats may live with it forever and never have any kind of a problem. If you show problems with feline leukemia, they get what's called like a cold. It's a respiratory infection and they get mucousy, but there's a chance my other cats may have it anyway because they go outside. So I'm going to get everybody tested. Love you too, Hope Between the Dreams. Um, thanks, Topsy. I love him so much. He could do anything. It doesn't matter. He's an angel. He's perfect in every way. That's my little boy. Get used to it, guys. I know it's weird. It's weird for all of us. Yeah, I have irrational fears that I've never felt before that have manifested for the first time. They've reared their ugly heads about dating. Now I don't want to date. I'm afraid to date. I'm like frightened. Look, I will, like at some point I'll go on a date, but I'm going to feel very uncomfortable because I think there are a lot of things that I want to be able to change, but I have to come to grips with the fact that there are some things that probably won't ever change in me. And I think the key is find a partner who doesn't Sophia, thank you, who doesn't bring out that stuff in me. It's possible, right? Like before I was with Jeff, I was, hey Gina E, I was never jealous. I wasn't jealous in my first marriage. I wasn't jealous with Fred, but for whatever reason, Jeff made me feel jealous for whatever reason. Hello, Jester sex parties, right? Oh my God, Matt's mom, isn't he? He's so cute. Matt's mom. I've had so many amazing cats in my life. I've never had anything like him. He is so hard to describe. Yes, Angie Mo, and I'm glad you were a part of it. Um, Same with Tommy. I felt jealousy a lot with Tommy. You guys saw it manifest. I didn't even hide it. I normally am not a jealous partner in a relationship. So Thanks, Jenny Stouts. What I'm trying to say is people bring out qualities in us that that are always sometimes good, but sometimes not. And so what I'm hoping is that I find a partner in my future, yeah, Joel, that won't trip those triggers, right? Like I think that's absolutely possible. I know it is because I have all these female friends now that make me feel like I don't I had female friends coming out of Scientology that I was like, I don't know, I feel like you know how you feel, like a little red flaggish. I now feel like I have the right people in my life that help guide me, that make me feel better, not worse, that make me feel my defenses go down, not up, like that kind of a thing. So I think there's total possibilities, right? That I would meet a man that makes me not, that makes my Scientology go away, not come out. I don't know. So was it jealousy or insecurity? Oh, probably actually insecurity. Sophie, I never thought about that. It was probably more insecurity. I can't figure out how to upgrade my membership, so I'm likely going to cancel and resub at the level I want for the Zooms. Love you. Well, thank you, Kat. If you want to, don't feel like you have to, babe. That's very kind, and I appreciate that. Um, Men who tell you to be quieter don't want these men or see or hear you because they're insecure. Still find better. You are the catch. JW, thank you. And those are things I'm going to look for. But until I'm ready, like I will overlook red flags. I know myself right now and I will. I have to work on where I feel wholly like secure and just strength and like nice meeting you, but this isn't going to work for me. Thank you though. Like I can't do that yet. And I have to be at a place where I can stand up for myself and say, yeah, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. Like even 2 or 3 months into dating somebody, I that's my fear too. And thank you for your super chat. I'm bringing this up. Even 2 or 3 months in, I'm afraid I'm going to like them and go, well, it's okay. I like them. It's okay. It's not okay. Like that is where I need to be in order to date. And I'm just not there. However, I can't wait. I hope I do meet someone because I love to be in love and I love dating and I love kissing and I love holding hands and I love having all night conversations and I love all those things. And I'm a good caregiver when I'm in a relationship. So somebody will end up liking me. I know it. Uh-huh. Yes. You're wanting someone who compliments you and you can grow together is what you're saying, and that has a lot of patience and can really bang 100%. And I think that's a possibility. Why not? Um, yes, Queen. I love you, JW, and I love that picture of you. Thank you for your super chats tonight, babe. Um, what was I just gonna say? Thank you, Sassy. Damn, I had something I really wanted to say and it went away. I don't know what it was. But as far as dating, I'm sure we'll have to go through a few of them, which sucks. But I do believe, like, I totally believe this. I don't know if it's a Fred thing. I don't know if it's a God thing. I don't know what it is. I know I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 pretty soon. Um, there has to be. There are so many nice men and women in this world. I meet so many nice people when I go out and about. I have no doubt. There's guys, when you really zoom out, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Like, I'm not giving up on this. There has to be somebody out there who's going to say, this is amazing. Where have you been? This is exactly, you check every box. Like, this is all I've ever wanted. This is what I'm looking for. And he will bring it just as much. Like, I don't have any doubt about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. I've heard a lot of women say, like, oh, I gave up on dating, or I've been single for 10 years. I'm never gonna, he's not out there. Right. Like, I disagree. I really, really love to be in love. And I would feel very sad if It never happens. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm not super picky. That's the problem. When my dad said that, I was like, "What?" I'm the opposite. Like, I don't judge. I'm not picky. I'm not like I'm the opposite. I'm a problem because I'm like, "Oh, you'll do. That works. You don't have a job. You just got out of prison. You're on parole. Sure, let's go out. I'll pay for it." Like, no, that's my problem. I need to set standards where I'm like, okay, no, like that's not going to fit into the criteria of what I'm looking for. That's my problem. Yes, Lumen. I love being in love. And it doesn't require money. I just love like that feeling, that emotion of just like I'm so beaming with the love about somebody. It's such a fun place to be. And I felt that, hey, Christy Norwood, you never comment. Oh my God, your picture is so cute. Is that you or Stevie Nicks? Is that a famous person? It looks like a famous person. If that's you, either way, cute girl. Hi, all Reese. I watch all the time. You're amazing. Well, why don't you talk to us more, Christy? We want to hear from you. Christy, use your voice, use your keyboard. We want to know more about you right now. Tell us one fact about you. Don't be scared, Christy, because I like it. Yeah, you aren't picky enough. Yes, that's the problem. Hey, Lady O, did I say hi to you? Kim is blue. Don't be a part of the problem. Be the whole damn problem. 100%. And I'm the next guy I go out with, I'm going to be like, I might be a problem, but if you play your cards right, I can be your problem, fella. I'm sure it'll work. Christy, I love it, girl. Hey, Riley's human. Thank you, Just Stacy. It's hard, says JW, 7 years in. And when he asked me to come see the girls on girls weekend, I melted down for 3 minutes. Then I was like, no, because you can't be on time and we aren't orbiting you this weekend. The guy that you're with? I need to know more about this, JW. And thank you for super chatting me yet again. That was very, very nice of you. Thanks for tonight. Gave me the push to take a shower. I understand what you're going through, Angie, and I love you. Text me, girl. Love you. We all are here for you, Angie. She's going through some difficult things. Yeah, I agree with this. And I'm fine with attracting a weirdo, Sophia. It's just I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I think about it a lot when I see couples out and about. Good for you, Christy Norwood. See, but Kat, so 9 years for me, and I still believe someone is out there that's perfect for me. I love that. I'm glad that you feel that way after 9 years. I don't want to go 9 years. Like if I'm going to have to start trying, if I have to do a dating app, I will. I don't want to be single for 9 years. But Kat, I mean, you've probably learned so much about yourself in those 9 years. Maybe I do. Maybe I need that much time because I'm sure there's things about you. And the other cool thing, I saw something the other day that said, unless like you have to be totally fine being single and alone before you should meet somebody. Because if you feel like you can't be single or you don't want to be alone, then it's not right yet. I don't know if that's entirely true, but I kind of feel that way. And he was fine with my boundaries because I need my friends. I love that, JW. See, that's the guy. And thanks again for your super chat, babe. Hey, Michelle P. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Now I remember. Oh, I have a question. Don't sign off yet. I almost asked my dad this tonight, but I didn't because I don't want to make him uncomfortable. Hey, Nancy Wagner. Yeah, Kestrel, that's not going to happen though. Here's my question. There's a lady that I like that I follow. I don't know anything about her. She just pops up in my reels. She's really cute. She actually kind of looks like one of my friends. She said when dating, she recently met the guy she's crazy about. They've been together a year. When dating, she said one of the things that you should do, and I agree with this, and I really like this idea. It actually didn't seem like enough time. She said, because I was looking for an actual partner, not like a long-term life partner, right? She said, I told every guy I went on a date with, I will not kiss. Now, I disagree with that part because I don't mind kissing. But she said, I will not kiss, nothing physical, no touching, no sex for 3 months. So we are going to date for 90 days before we do anything. I like that, especially now that I'm 40. Like, who are we kidding? I don't want to be sleeping with anyone right away. As a Cancer sign and a woman, sex will cloud the shit out of my judgment. Okay, love you, hope between the dreams. I hope your friend's okay. I get it, Kat. I see what you're saying. Sex clouds my judgment. Sex to me, I equate with love. Sex is so important to me and is such an act, a very passionate, like very, very serious act of love. It's not to be taken lightly. Like, I hate the thought of like just sleeping with someone and them ghosting me. I liked, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I didn't think 3 months. She was like, so you're going to meet guys. She was like, I met guys that took that as a challenge. Like, oh, I'll break you before 3 months. And she was like, bye. Yeah, I would too. And she was like, then you have guys who are like, oh, that's not going to work for me because I want to get laid. Okay, bye. She said, what happens is, yeah, I love that, Laura Dupree. 6 months, actually, I agree with that, Laura. Like 3 months doesn't even seem long enough. 3 months flies by. I won't though, Kestrel, because I'm talking about it right now and I'm setting that boundary. Um, hey, Queen of Karma. Yeah, it totally clouds your judgment. Same, Joel Sachs. Like, I'm a Cancer sign. I want to feel you and be in love, but like, I'm not, yeah, old Charlie. I'm not, I don't, I'm too old for this at this point. I don't want to just sleep with someone right away. Right. So I want, hey, Brooklyn Pencil. I want to make sure it's right. And I think so. She said some of the guys she dated, bye, Christy Norwood. Thanks for being here, babe. Some of the guys she dated um were like, yeah, I'm totally okay with that. Worth it. Like, first of all, 3 months again it's going to pass whether you're dating or not. It's just, to me, 3 months is fast. And I like the idea of dating. Thanks, Brooklyn Pencil. I like the idea of dating, like really dating, like really getting to know somebody for 3 months. 3 months is not even that much time to get to know somebody, right? I get it, Susan. Anybody not okay with that wouldn't be worth dating anyway, says Queen of Karma. I kind of agree with that. Like, it's a respectable time. Sex is such a personal thing. It shouldn't just be willy-nilly unless you're both just wanting that. Like, unless, you go out with a guy and you're like, I'm just trying to get laid too. Okay, great. That's consensual, whatever. That's no judgment here. But when you're actually looking for a life long-term partner, right? To me, my God, sex is such a private, like personal. It's the most passionate, like eh, who I don't know. I think I'm just getting older because I'm like, yeah, I would want to wait 3 months, right? Like, why would we cart before the horse this? I want to get to know you before I get naked with you. No, just seems right. Babe, love that. More dating advice: change plans last minute or cancel plans right before the third date. Watch his reaction because life partners know things happen. Then do it again the next time to see his true colors, then proceed. That's an interesting take. Have you actually tried that? I've never dated. This is embarrassing to admit. I've never dated. Never gone on dates. Like, went from guy to guy to guy to guy. Would a small situation and just be okay, sex be okay? Or would a small situation and just okay sex be okay? Or I don't know what you mean, Susan. JW, did you try this? Because that is an interesting test to see how he reacts. See, I would be paying attention to all of these things with the next guy. Like, I want to see how he reacts in high stress situations. I want to see how he reacts with money. I want to see everything. I want to know. I will be very closely watching those things because I will never put up with an abusive man again. What an interesting topic. Have you tried this? I need to know if you've tried it. And I love you. That's a lot of super chats tonight. Thank you. That is very kind. That was a huge super chat, babe. Thank you. Alicia, I understand that. I get what you're saying. Susan, I don't understand what you mean. Can you reword your question? I want something very real. And if he can't wait 3 months, like I think honestly like 4, 5 or 6 is more probably like I don't want to just sleep with someone. I want to really feel like the person. I want to really know them on a deep level. A small male anatomy situation, just meh, sex. I don't really care about a small male anatomy situation, honestly. I mean, I've had both. I don't really care. Sexual chemistry though would be very important to me. So, but I believe that can be worked on. Like I don't know. I can definitely make sex fun. I can spice it up big time, and I'm not sure that I'm worried about that. But I would have to have sexual chemistry for the relationship to go forward. If it was like really awful, I've never really had bad sex. I've always had fun sex. I've always made sex really fun. I enjoy it, and most of the men I've been with are like, "That was fun." Like I would I can't think of a time really that it was terrible. I could never just have sex. That's why I've been married 3 times. John was the first one that I didn't need, and I knew he loved me 100% for the person I was before. And I love John, and I'm so glad you found him. And I like that you did the 6-month thing, Laura, honestly. And I bet he is too. It shows their true. Yeah, Barbara Waite. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is the last thing I'm worried about. The anatomy, it's how they make you feel about yourself. Like if he hit every box and was amazing and like validating and loving and caring and a gentleman, I don't give a shit about that. I mean, let's take a look at that. Good Lord, we've been on for over 2 hours. Fred and I never had sex. Fred was too old. Fred couldn't have sex. I didn't even miss it. He fulfilled me in so many other ways. Like he made me feel like a total human being. He validated me so much. I didn't give a shit about that part of it. I really didn't. And we kissed all the time and like he was very handsy and Fred was amazing, but like I wasn't like I wish we could have sex. I didn't care. It didn't matter to me. That was not the priority. So if I meet a guy that's got like Fred like qualities but has a small dick, I don't care about that. I don't think women care about that as much as guys think that we care about that. And to be honest, I think men are way more infatuated with their own equipment than we are. At least that's my experience with the guys I've been with. Okay. JW, yes, I might lose him, but that's okay because it's a couple dates. I've had people melt down. Okay, so you have tried this. Flip out, pass. But my guy now answered a month after changing plans on him, and he was like, dinner in 2 hours. Okay, that's actually an interesting way. You've brought some serious stuff to the table tonight. Thank you, babe. And thank you again for your super chat. It's so kind of you. I don't know. I've never dated, so I'd probably be kind of scared to try it. My little boy. I love that MLG gamer. Guys, this was a good talk tonight. We needed this. This was cleansing. I'm feeling it. Are you? Did everybody enjoy this? Can you hit subscribe if you want to be here while you're here? I mean, if you want to hit subscribe. My little boy. YouTube tends to unsubscribe you. If you want to be subscribed, hit subscribe. This was a really good talk tonight. This was a good stream. I like it and I feel better and I have more to talk about. And I think we should bring more of this to the table tomorrow. Me too, Audrey. Thank you, Katie did. Look at how cute. Look at my little fluffy, my little angel. He was amazing, Susan. He was absolutely the most amazing man. Come to me all who are tired from carrying heavy loads, and I will give you rest. Place my yoke over your shoulders and learn from me because I am gentle and humble. Then you will find rest for yourselves. I love that. This is a shirt, Queen of Karma. Thank you. Abigail, I'm loving these Bible quotes. Thank you for that. That's a lovely one too. Thank you, Abigail. And I'm glad you're still here. Thank you for your super chat. I loved listening tonight. We'll have to go back and rewatch the beginning. I'm so happy you were on tonight. Reese Shannon, see, I'm glad I got to see you, babe. Hey, Rockstar Gran, thank you. Think about it. Do you want a guy who's going to flip out when you No, absolutely not. I don't want a guy that's going to flip out at all. Thank you for your super chat. Better to find out up front before you invest a body count or time. I totally agree, JW. You make a very good point. And that's going to be my biggest red flag, my biggest boundary. There will be no flipping out because I'm so used to men that flip the fuck out that I've been like, oh, well, he got mad. It's okay. It's normal. Because of my Scientology background, that's all we do is flip out. No, I want to find a guy who's super, super calm and patient with me. And I think he's out there. I think it's possible. Like, I've just happened to be with men who are kind of crazy, right? Like, just like flipping out as their go-to. No, I'm not going to put up with that. Thank you, Jenny. I thought so too. I'm glad that you were here for it. And thank you for your super chat. Yeah, this was amazing. Guys, I mean it. I feel so much more solid, like solidified, grounded. Yeah, Joel. Oh yeah, I will. Nacho's mom, definitely look for early morning signs of temper. There will be no flipping out. There won't. And you know why, guys? Because I don't flip out. You found Fred. Why not a second time? Me too, Muffet Lou. Love you, true to it. I don't flip out. That is not my go-to. I do not yell and scream when I'm angry. When I'm angry, I get real quiet. I get real calm. And I'm like, okay, we need to figure this out. Like, that's as loud as my voice gets. And usually when I get angry, I start crying. Like, I'll get so angry inside that I'm like I get really upset and I cry. I go to like anxiety. I do not flip out. So I'm like, why would I accept hey, Peggy Collins, why would I accept a man who flips out on me? I'm not going to do that to him. Why should I have it doesn't match up, right? Hey, Margie, it doesn't match up. That's all. That's all this is. It's a game of matching up mirroring our emotions. If you are a yeller and a screamer, you should probably be with one of those. I'm not. Hey, Joy Strager. Cliff Ann is a thrower. Interesting. Yeah, I get very calm when I'm angry and I'm like, I want to talk. When I'm angry, no, Sophia, exactly. But like when I'm angry, I'm like, let's sit down and talk about this. I rarely even get to anger. I'm like, I want to talk about this. And all the guys I've been with more recently are like, fuck you, I'm out of here. I don't want to talk about this. Like, I can't have that because I'm one that wants to like sit down and be like, okay, what was just said? Like, why are we this escalated at this point? That's where I go to. I'm like, let's start picking this apart and get back to where we were because something just really went the fuck awry. That's what happens when I get angry. So, like, I don't think it's fair to be with someone who flips a switch to like massively just temper tantrum. That's not what I do. So, why should I allow it? That's kind of where I'm at. Right? Yeah, Michael Malloy, communication is totally key. And I'll meet him. See, I don't shut down when I'm angry, Margie Barr. I don't shut down. I'm the opposite. I open up and I'm like, let's retrace our steps. Let's go back to where we were. I don't like get super enraged or anything. Teresa Bremer, thank you. Yelling is abusive. Susan Babcock is right. Yelling is abusive. It's also immature. It's infantile. And it is avoiding real issues, Joy Forbes. Yelling to me, it's abuse. I've been with so many men who do that. I don't want that. So that'll be like first thing. First sign I see somebody that's got those kinds of issues, you're not for me. That's not how I deal with shit. So like, I don't want to have to, do you know how fearful I get when a man has a really bad temper? Cause I'm like, okay, 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 okay. How can I calm you down? Like, let me bring you back down. Fuck that. I'm not your mom. I don't need to tell you how to talk to me. Like, if you can't work through shit calmly, then you've got issues that I don't want to have to try to unpack and figure out why, right? Yes. Yeah, Matt's mom, great chat tonight, guys. Really good talk. We brought it tonight. I appreciate it so much. I feel so much better. I love this channel for that reason. What we accomplish is incredible. We could run the world. I'm serious. I mean, I don't want that job, but still, we get a lot done. Thank you, Topsy. And Abigail, thank you again. I love it, Abigail. This community provides humanity and loving support. Via Reese's issues, we all learn from the community. I love it here. Me too, Topsy. I really do love it here, guys. It's streams like this that I feel cleansed and like we're gonna make it. Like I feel rejuvenated. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna unpack it all and we're gonna be good. So thank you for being with me tonight. Thank you for all the super chats. That was so kind. I mean it. It helps me. It helps Huxley. It's never expected, but I have to acknowledge it because you guys really did super chat me tonight. It was super, super kind of you. And it validates me because I always say super chats are kind of like tipping a waitress. Like I always, a server, the service industry, like I almost always get really good service when I go out, which is rare anymore. But like I over the top tip way more than I should because I want them to know that I really appreciate what they did. So that's how I feel. It's never expected. You don't have to do it, but you did it. And I appreciate it so much. And it really helps me and Hux. So thank you. It was very generous, Florence. Yeah. And thank you for becoming members. Thank you for the memberships, guys. I really appreciate that. But most of all, like I always say, appreciate your time. We worked through a lot tonight. You listened to me and you validated me. Sigrid, yes. And that's what I need. I need words of affirmation. I need validation and I appreciate it. I don't need it, but I come here for it because I know you guys and you're my friends and it's real. And I know that's why we're all here. I love that. One of my favorite quotes, arguing with a fool means that there are two. Alicia, that's good. And it's true. There's no reason for it. I will never have a man again that throws temper tantrums. That's not going to be for me. I'm 40 now. It's a new decade. No, it won't be a thing. My little boy. And if that means that I just have to be with my little boy, oh my God. Look at my child. My little boy. Oh, I wish I could sleep with you. Guys, hit subscribe. Thank you again for everything. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, everybody have a good Monday. And I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Thank you for being with me. I mean it. It means the world to me and Finn. God, he's so cute. My little boy. I know it's weird and I say it a lot. It's going to happen a lot more though. So just sit back and just let it wash over you. Okay. Let that weird voice just be in your head. Okay. My little boy. I had to do it one more time. All right, everybody. I love you all. I mean it. Joel Sachs, you too. You really brought it tonight, Joel. See you tomorrow, Michael Malloy. I love you guys. And thank you for tonight. This was very meaningful. This will be high on my list all week. This set the tone for the week. For me, it did. I love you guys. Thank you for being with me. Okay. Here comes Fred.